And what do you have to say about this Night Starfire?
Uh, we at the very least we can verify that we were barely ahead of the Sith at the asteroid. We partially encountered them, and they were not happy that we destroyed it.
And can you verify this dark presence that Del Fearn is claiming?
Out of character help?
Just use the force to see if you can sense it. It was when we killed the creature, Pakaz and I noticed that we already had a working theory, but then we realized that it kind of
Nice.
You don't sense anything.
Oh, great. Very helpful.
You need like a 35 to sense that.
True.
It appears to be difficult to sense, but another of our group has verified it.
He's roped in another Jedi to help?
Not a Jedi, but another Force user.
Explain more, please.
Oh dear.
Oh, this is gonna get interesting fast.
I don't even know where
he's
to
a
start.
non-traditional force user. He's studied with his other influences. He's not a dark side user or anything. But
he aided in our previous adventure, shall we say.
Ah, the one that your master reported to us.
Yes.
I see. I'll have to speak with her about leaving out the Del Fearn's involvement in this.
you're right, we need more bureaucratic red tape.
Very
Since
well,
he appeared to be right.
Can you roll Persuade?
Who's rolling Persuade?
Kalani.
Okay, good. I don't want to touch my Persuade dice. I used it all on the Admiral.
Ah.
Okay, he says, well, I have come to a decision. The Council's decisions are no longer things you are privy to, Del. Please leave us.
Understood. And Del will walk out of the room.
Okay, then he says, are we alone?
Yes.
Very well. Please tell me your honest assessment of Del Fearn and his actions thus far.
I believe he is genuine in wanting to help us. I do somewhat question some of his methods and his secrecy, but he has helped us, and he was right about the Sith and the artifact.
The problem with visions is that you never know enough details. They're always too vague. Even now, you seem to have addressed the problem he saw, and yet there are still complications. That's why the Jedi Watch Circle was a horrible idea.
Would Kalani know this reference? Or
Yeah.
am I going to be
Yeah,
going,
you
what?
have, like, that's part of, like, your history lessons and stuff.
What's
in the
wrong,
council.
Terrace?
I thought it was a secret thing, or...
It became pretty public after what happened to Terrace.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was bad. Like, Sith infiltrated the organization. It was a whole mess anyway.
Anyway.
But I was
Where
not
were we?
associated with him at that point, so I don't have to mess with that. So it's an invalid argument. I'm saying it's not invalid completely.
Okay, so he says, so I've decided to appoint you your first official mission as a Jedi Knight. You will continue helping, for lack of a better word, Delphiran with this mess that he's gotten you and everyone else with you into. But you will monitor him and report back to the council on all of the developments associated with this. If it is really as dangerous as he says and the Sith are involved. I've never heard of a Darth Krufe before. We need to look into this further. And it is up to you as a representative of the Jedi Council to ensure that things do not get out of hand and that everyone, including Del, sticks to the code. Is this clear?
Yes, Master.
Very well. I will speak with the rest of the council on this. And I'm also giving you my personal information. Please contact me, at least weekly, with updates.
Understood.
And congratulations on achieving knighthood. I hope
Thank
you
you.
are up to this task. May the Force be with you.
And with you.
And he hangs up.
Oh, fun. What could possibly go wrong?
Kalani says in the apartment after the comm link is gone.
No, out of character.
I can really see you doing it though. I can really see Kalani doing that.
Okay, so Kalani comes back out of the room.
Del's waiting right outside the room. Just raises an eyebrow at you. Well, kind of an eyebrow. They don't really have eyebrows, but eh.
He killed one eyebrow.
The Keldor equivalent. I mean, he doesn't have hair on his eyebrow. He just has like a face. So,
Eyebrow
like,
ridge?
Yeah, the ridge moves. No.
See, now that actually looks funny in my mind.
Yeah, you see the little face, or the little eye mask kind of move up a little bit as he raises his brow. And that's about the only thing you can equate it to, because the little mask goes off-center instead of, the usual straight vertical.
So no response from Kalani when Del just looks at you.
Probably she just looks a bit overwhelmed.
So do you have to go back to the Enclave, or are you staying here?
I seem to be assigned here now, officially.
Well, that's good.
He did not like you, did he?
No. It had nothing to do with him either. That's okay. I just didn't want to. It's just a whole mess. But it's not worth the energy anymore at this point. And I'll just turn back to the rest of the group.
Wait, you're in the apartment?
Yeah,
Well, we were in a side room, but we came back.
we're at the door now. Door
Tyra,
to-
about
What?
our previous conversation. Am I there at the moment?
No. That reminds me, that's what I was doing. I was looking up stuff when Kyla got back. I'll finish resolving that. Does anyone want to have any conversations while I look at something?
Lexa finishes carving the name into her blaster and looks up at you two. So, everything went well? you get to stay with us, Jedi?
Well, define well.
Yes, it went as well as it's yes. We got the outcome we needed.
I seem to be staying with the group.
Any stipulations on that outcome are okay by me, because honestly, I was quite concerned that that was not the way the conversation was going to go.
So
we're good. I'm
okay.
assuming.
So you're telling me the Jedi Council chewed you out and then let you have your way? Okay.
More like they got mad at me for things that happened a long time ago.
Yeah, they chewed you out and then let you have your way. I've been there with a few, with a few of my superiors.
Anyway, I think we should just try and focus on getting that ship. But
Right. I had thought on that.
really, what is it?
Well, you remember how I managed to keep the droids here?
Yeah, you just said they would be helpful in our missions.
Well, it seems the Admiral is grateful towards us. I don't see why the same argument wouldn't work with him.
Yeah, I was thinking along similar lines to that. I mean, he probably is not in direct control of the impoundment of the ship, but he probably has a lot of sway with the people that do have it impounded.
As a Republic Admiral. Plus, honestly, don't think these people are going to need a vessel like that.
What do you plan to do with the ship?
We need a method of transportation to get us back to Tila.
Back to where?
That's where I picked up, well, most of this group.
It would be to Tila, as the place we were kind of staying for a little while. We helped them with a few things, and are pretty much some of us are pretty much welcome there just about any time.
What do you want to go back there for?
Well, we're still trying to figure out exactly what happened with that creature, but it looks like there's still some sort of, like when we killed it, the energy that Picasso and I have been sensing some energy that we thought was just residual from us being on time on our asteroid. But after that encounter, when we killed on the bridge, Picasso sensed the aura coming back around us. I think somehow it is attached to us instead of the crystal now. So we need to finish decoding what we found, the data that we found on the asteroid, in order to figure out how to get rid of it, or at least what it is and if we can get rid of it. And the rest of the data is encrypted, and Picasso thinks there are people on Tila that can help with that.
He's talking about the Kaya then, huh?
Yes.
I've heard you mention that name before.
Yeah, she's a friend who helped us out with our previous adventures. Before we meet her, though, I do need to warn you, or at least do so. Be careful that you don't do anything aggressive towards her, and Aelon will look right at John. She is, or was, Sith. But
So you're friends with Mandalorians and Sith?
I tend to be friends with everybody. Except for Hut. I haven't found the Hut I can trust yet.
Lexa nods vehemently.
I think that's a common problem we all share, Aelon.
Agreed. But she aided us against the Sith Empire to make sure that Athila stayed in one piece, shall we say.
So you trust her?
I trust her. I trust her with my life, if that helps.
It does for me.
Not me.
Maybe you and I go have a drink or something when they have this little chat. But it does bring up another conversation we need to have. So I understand the job's not done. We have to make sure that this thing is gone. But after that, well, I've grown accustomed to you all, and I would call you all my friends. We didn't exactly come together voluntarily. Do we just go back to what we were doing before, or what do we do after we get this plan in?
For that, I'm not sure. I do know what my plans are, and I still have a goal to. I still have a score to settle.
I mean, depending on what we find in that data, it either might take us a while to fully decrypt it, or, you know, we might have to go other places. But I don't see why we couldn't stay together for that time, or even after that. I mean, if everyone still wants to, you know, fight the Sith, that's my game plan for the future. It's what I've been doing since this happened. It's what I'm going to be doing after this event's over, because there's always going to be something else till the war's over, which it probably will never be. But
Oh, yes, very optimistic.
True. With as much wandering as I do, I don't mind hanging around, or at least partnering up with anyone. But I do have my own goals, and I do need to take care of them eventually.
I joined this group because I was promised opportunities to kill Sith, and now you're telling me that we're going to cooperate with one.
It's almost best to call her a former Sith.
That's unacceptable.
Oh, that I can understand. But there are Sith.
No, I don't think you do. I'm not going along with this. I'm taking a walk. I get up and leave the room.
Can someone give me a 10-second rundown of what just happened in this conversation?
We're not swearing to kill all Sith on sight.
And are we referencing Dakaya and the other Sith that are on Thela, or just Sith in general?
Think so.
My character's coming to a realization this group is not about what he thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm with you. I want to see this to the end. I don't have any special love for the Sith, but I've had to work with people who were grey before. It's not a thing.
I'm all for finishing this current mission. It's led me on a couple of leads that I can personally use.
I don't want to go behind John's back, but if you really think there's a way that we really need this information, is there a way to just send Pakaz to talk with this woman? Maybe we don't have to go there. Maybe he could do the same thing I did to contact my family. Calm her.
The problem is he'll have to probably transfer the sensitive data if the Sith intercepted. That's not going to be good.
But the risk we run is alienating one of our friends. This is a crucial time. You said it yourself. We have to bond. We have to become a team. If we could just say that we figured it out or found some other way to do it. We didn't have to go there. I think it would help go a long way in not causing trouble.
And a lie is a good way to earn his trust, is it?
Never said we had to lie to him. If we don't involve him in it, he won't have to deal with it. If it's just because, I mean, is that really anything different? She shakes her head and puts the gun away. I didn't want us to break up right when we're starting to figure out how to get along.
Yeah, the problem is last time I omitted things and I didn't necessarily lie. John still reacted very negatively to those.
Well, that's my 2 cents. Rest is up to you. This really doesn't involve me very much.
Karath, you're really trying to break up the group, aren't you?
Misa doing nothing.
Yeah, Dell's gonna just leave me like, I'm gonna go try to talk to him.
Alright, lad.
And Dell's gonna go out and try and find him. Do I have to roll something, Kyrath?
John, did you like walk away, or are you like staying out in the hallway? Like, is he gonna be able to find you?
I just turned down the hall and started wandering.
Yeah,
I'm not going nowhere in particular.
So you could use the Force to try to locate him.
Oh, you're right. Would that be Farseeing or just a general use of Force?
Just in general.
Kyra?
Sorry.
Stop getting distracted by side conversations. Zach, I blame you. 100%. All blame.
Okay.
Especially since he hasn't responded to my side conversations in like 10 minutes.
What? I don't have a new message from you. Oh, just kidding. That was,
Yeah.
you're right. That was a long time ago.
What?
Oh, it was actually 10 minutes ago. Huh, I went. Time estimation
that's
skills.
hilarious.
Anyway, feel free. That's fine. You can respond to that later. But the question is, do I find John?
Yeah, you sense his presence somewhere down some corridors.
This is gonna be interesting.
Oh, it's gonna be a great conversation. I don't know what you're talking about. It's gonna be the pinnacle of my eloquence. Not really. It's try to convince John round 3, I think, is what this conversation is for Dell. It's gonna be a tricky one. It's gonna be a real tricky one. Yeah, I'll just kind of try and catch up to him.
Okay, you eventually come upon him walking down the hallway.
Yeah, it's kind of just gonna like start walking next to him for a little bit, unless he says something.
So you like quickly walk up from behind him to like catch up with him. You don't like call after him. You just walk up to him
Yeah,
and start walking. Okay.
Mhm. Don't need to create like a massive, crazy scene in the middle of a hallway.
What is it?
Are you considering taking that stranger up on his offer?
Do you really expect me to give you a straight, honest answer? Is that really your expectation at this point?
Look, I'm not going to try and convince you out of it.
Trust is a one-way street with you, isn't it?
What have I done? I haven't done it.
Yeah, you've done nothing but obfuscate and evade.
Out of everyone, I've been the one willing to talk to you the most. Just because the Force doesn't give me clear answers, I can't give you clear answers if I don't have clear answers. I've been as open with you as I have been with anybody, which is more than anybody else has been open with you. I don't understand why you're coming at me for this. Like, I'm not
coming at you. I'm walking away from you.
No, with just the accusation. I'm not going to try and force. I'm not going to force you to stay, but I don't know.
Then what do you want?
I just think we should talk it through. I don't know. When an enemy defects and helps you defeat their former group, I don't see how that is not a good strategic play. Like, none of us like the Sith and what they're doing to everything. And these people, if they're willing to help us, it's like having an informant on the inside. You take every tactical advantage you can get in a war, right?
Well, I'm so glad to hear that you don't like the Sith. It's the fact that you're willing to cooperate with them. That's what puts me off.
They're not affiliated with the Sith they're not an invading force. They're helping us defeat people. They helped us destroy an entire fleet of Sith cruisers. They're not our enemy anymore.
Then why continue to wear the moniker?
Like, and it was before my time with the group, so I'm not actually exactly sure on their intentions, but if they're willing to help us foil the grander Sith scheme, it's like having an informant on the inside of a war saying if you were fighting the Mandalorians and one Mandalorian was willing to help you sabotage a plot, would you turn up your nose at that offer simply because they were Mandalorian? Obviously you don't trust them completely, but if you could use them to sabotage the enemy from the inside, why wouldn't you do it?
Because there's no reason to believe that they're being honest. Show me one shred of evidence that these people are genuine.
What evidence am I supposed to produce? They helped the other members of this group destroy an entire Sith fleet that was going to kill a bunch of innocent people. That's one thing. And the other thing is we're going to ask for them help in decoding something. So if it turns into gibberish, we're going to know it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't really care what's on that data pad of yours. It means nothing to me.
That thing that attacked us twice now and seems to be getting more powerful, it's attached to us somehow. So if we don't do anything to stop it, it might come back more powerful and we might not be able to stop it the next time.
Attached to who?
Everyone who's in the room when we destroyed that crystal. Because I felt the presence on it on everyone.
I don't trust you. I don't trust any of you.
What do you want me to do to fix that? Like, I haven't done anything that hasn't worked out. My vision's stopped. What we saw was the killing of some people on the ship. What can I do? I've been open with you about everything that I've known about this mission, what we're doing. But even from just my own concern, that's why I didn't want Kalani to go off either, is say it can manifest wherever one of us is, and we can't get rid of it from everyone, and you're in some place because you've gone away from us and we're not together, so we can't fight it, and it appears and it kills a bunch of innocent people, things like that. I want to keep it contained, but more than that, I want to get rid of it. And
So what do you even need me for? Go on and do it then.
Look, they sent bounty hunters looking for us to try and get it. They're not going to stop just because one group of bounty hunters failed. They'll keep sending more people after us until we get rid of it.
Okay.
And so if we work together, we have a higher odds of succeeding in that. You're good in a fight.
I'm not willing to cooperate with Sith or former Sith.
This is where you fought in a militia, right? So if you're on Ventuine, you learned that the Mandalorians or the enemy had some sort of cataclysmic weapon that they were going to use against your side. This is all hypothetical. And someone said that someone in the Mandalorians could give you specs for it to try and figure out how to stop it. And you obviously weren't sure whether or not the specs were legitimate or not. But do you not look at it at all or consider it as a possibility where it could in fact help you?
What do you think I did in the militia? I carried a rifle and shot people. I wasn't a spy. I wasn't
No,
with
but
intelligence.
but would your people not have gone for that? We're fighting in a war. You have to use every advantage you can get. Like, you don't
How
have to
would I
trust.
know?
Well, you don't have to trust people that say they want to help you, but we should at least try and figure it out. I don't think Picasso is going to be able to decrypt that thing without their help.
Would you sacrifice your life to save my life?
Yes. My life doesn't mean anything to me. I serve the will of the Force. The will of the Force requires that I be removed from the playing field in order that the group survives and to achieve its goal. I would do it right now.
Well, what about the rest of your group? Can you say the same for them?
I can't presume to speak for everyone. I'm not a leader of the group. I just came out to try and talk to you on my own volition.
That's what I'm used to. I'm used to fighting alongside men and women who are prepared to die for one another. There's nothing close to that in this group.
Well, I think if it's a conversation we need to have with the rest of the group, and we need to get to that point, then I think it's, honestly, from my perspective, self-sacrifice is very important. If you're not willing to sacrifice yourself for the cause that you're fighting for, then why are you even fighting in it at all? I agree with you on the point of saving the rest of your squad above yourself. So if we need to have that discussion with everyone else, then we should, but we shouldn't. I just don't want you to walk away from something that I think we might be able to work through.
I'll think about it.
Okay. That's all I ask. I'm not going to force you to do anything. I won't force you to do anything. And, well, I hope it all works out, though. And Del just nod and start walking away.
I never did break my stride, so I just keep walking.
And Del gets to go back. All right, it's like on the messenger, guys. Great.
Good job.
So fun. Don't shoot the messenger, right? That means I'm immune from shooting. Excellent.
Just like Vin Diesel.
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that.
Am I back, or are they talking before I get back? Anybody doing anything before I get back? Or you're all just staring at each other?
I think Kaz is probably walking back during this.
Yeah, Elon is probably sipping on his brandy.
Wait, was Picasso not there? Did I
Nope.
miss something?
No, he was not there.
Oh, fun.
So he probably got back, like, a little while after you guys left.
Alrighty, and Dell walks back in. Glorious return.
I suppose you didn't have much luck, did you?
Well, made some progress, but I think his real problem is he's used to fighting with other soldiers that, all have a common goal and are willing to, throw down their lives to save each other. And I don't think he feels that way with this group. And I tried to get him to see that maybe we can talk about it as a group or individually, like work through things. So we'll see how it turns out. But yeah. So it didn't go as poorly as it could have gone.
So, sort of like the call with the Jedi Council, right?
Well, I don't know exactly what they said to you afterwards, so I can't confirm that one. But I don't know. But if he comes back, you can't just attack him. Like, these Sith are friendly. I tried to discuss through with him just the tactical sense of seeking someone's help, regardless of their affiliation, if they can actually help you accomplish your goals. He's not exactly keen on that one, but we'll see how that turns out. But I think he's feeling a lack of trust considerably in this group. And I think we've all been feeling it a little bit.
I think perhaps we need to remember what we're fighting for and why this is important. I think we've been moving so quickly and for so long that it's just become one battle after another. We're very detached from consequences. Perhaps if you could assure him that this contact, this woman, or whatever, is needed. If you could convince him that the consequences for this aren't going to be worse than simply ignoring it, perhaps that would go over better.
Yeah, I tried to discuss it with. I'm not sure how effective that conversation was. I tried to address some of that. I don't know. We'll see if he comes back, and if he does, if he wants to have a discussion with people. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see how that unfolds. But I do understand his perspective. I mean, we did say that we'd be fighting Sith, and he'd have opportunities to kill Sith, and so far, there have been no opportunities for that, and then all of a sudden we're going to go talk to former Sith, and I see how that looks from his perspective. At least a little bit. In any case, we should try and talk to the Admiral and get that ship.
In a couple of days, because he's pretty badly injured and maybe not conscious yet.
I mean, they said he was stable. He was just in the medical area. I don't think Night Elf said whether or not he was conscious.
Well, Picasso's back.
Yeah, he came back right before I did.
Where have you been?
Shopping.
And what did you get?
Picasso holds up a security kit.
I just got that.
Cool. Now we both have one.
Hey, at least I got you a cheaper rate than you were gonna get there, Lexa.
Uh-huh.
Can't hurt to have more than one splicing hacking kit, so you know.
I suppose we could have used some money for something else, but sure, now we have two.
Out of character, I was hoping I could mind probe him and find some dirt.
Mind probe me?
No, the shop owner.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Oh.
you don't want to have a mind probe duel.
It was like dirt.
that'd
Who's
be
he
fun.
choosing?
You like, we just like run out of rebukes, guys. Actually, I don't have any rebukes, so like, I think you'd win.
So I just win by default.
Yeah, but then I can also just like legit just Farsi into your past for like, you know, whenever I want. So who's the real
Yeah.
winner? I get Farsi back to a time when I think you don't want anyone to know anything about, and I can just like watch the events instead of your memories of the events.
If you let on that you've done something like that, be very, very careful about mentioning something like that.
This is why we should just have a conversation and not do all this nonsense.
Oh boy.
Communication
Well, it's fun to talk
is
about,
key.
I mean, it'd be more fun to talk, let's like have an actual conversation instead of like mind probe wars. But anyway, you said you were using mind probe on the shop owner.
No, I wasn't saying that in character.
No, but like I mean, yeah, but I was reminding Kyreth that he should probably, you know, deal with that.
We
Kyreth.
did. You got a natural one.
Oh, fun.
Yep.
See, you have bad luck with mind probes. That's like a gazillion natural ones.
Yeah,
That's
I
at
have
least 3.
so many natural ones with mind probe I'm using anymore. It worked with the previous shop owner, but not that dude.
Alright, so you had got a security kit. Is there anything else?
No. I sold some stuff that I had.
Oh, yeah.
Finally.
Yes. Talk to me.
So what time of day is it now?
It's probably getting like around dinner time. So someone brings some dinner to the room.
I'm not really hungry. I'm gonna take the double blade I found in that asteroid. See if I can learn how to use it a little bit. Let me know if something happens.
Alright, sounds good.
I go back to Kalani and I's room.
So, dinner?
Yeah, Del
Hey,
grab the
does
little
anyone
things.
have anything they want accomplished in the rest of this day? Or should we skip to the next day? Or should we call it a night here? What do people want to do?
I think we could, like, figure out what happens up to a certain point before we call it a night.
What do you
Like,
mean?
as far as if a lot of days are gonna pass or not, figure out where the next picking up point is. Because if like a week of nothingness is gonna pass, we should end after the week of nothingness. You know.
I mean, I feel like there are some character conversations that should happen in the week of nothingness. So,
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, well, spoilers. You guys are going to talk to the Admiral tomorrow.
I mean, as always, I'm fine with going on, and I'd like to know about the ship. So, that's my vote.
I'd be fine with continuing on for the night at least. Would probably like to check in on, or at least see Emma Aurelius, and then I'd probably see if I could bump into John.
Okay, so do you have someone in particular you'd like to try to talk to get to a hold of Emma?
Somebody in particular? Probably.
Or what's your strategy for getting a hold of her?
Aelin just wants to check and see if she's moving around. Maybe just kind of watch her in the medical ward. That's about it.
Okay. Yeah, if you go down to the medical ward, someone will tell you that she's just like, she's not that injured, but she's staying with her husband in like an isolated like room that's under like, not like quarantine, but like they aren't letting anyone in.
Yeah, I figured that she would probably be there. He just wants to make sure that she's safe and okay.
Yeah, they tell you that she's safe.
And Aelin will thank him and kind of go about his way.
Okay, so was the consensus that we're going to keep going at least to the conversation with the Admiral tomorrow?
Are you talking about continuing play for tonight?
Yeah.
I could stay up a little bit longer.
Okay.
What about everyone else?
Maybe they've all fallen asleep.
I already gave my vote.
I guess
Yeah.
that answers that.
No.
How are you feeling, Eagle?
Hmm?
Are you okay to keep going for the conversation with the Admiral?
No. I don't think I'm up to any more big stuff.
Okay.
The
So then we
the
should-
council thing was enough, thank you. Ah! You know, wait a minute. I think they basically assigned me as a babysitter, didn't they?
Yeah.
Anyway. What are we
So
doing?
we're done for the night then?
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up for the night. Unless anyone wanted to do anything else in the rest of the game time day.
Well, Dell fails miserably at trying to have visions.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh, no, he'll actually, he'll remember that to ask Lexa at some point if she was able to contact her family.
She was. Did she go AFK?
I'm here.
Oh.
I'm waiting for the GM to tell me what's what.
Yeah, you can respond to that.
Okay, at some random time period, we meet and I
Yeah.
say,
At some point, yeah, after you're done practicing with your double-bladed sword.
yes, I did. They're alive and well. Happy to see me.
That's good. I think that really, as far as the Sith threats about tracking down family members, that really only leaves this Emma unaccounted for.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was Kylar talking. I thought it was Kyrath again.
Look, I know you're just trying to do what's best and you're trying to help us. And I know that you believe this threat to be imminent. But you have to remember, some of us do have people we care about, and if being involved in this mission causes them harm, I just don't think it'll end well.
Well, that's why I think we should try and find them, or secure them, or warn them, which you've done for your family members. Like, I'm not unconcerned by this at all. It's very concerning to me.
Look, I'm not completely ignorant to your order. My father told me some things. I know you aren't raised with your family, so in his mind, he always thought that made you a bit detached. You and your people looked at things a bit more logically. But I understand where John is coming from. The only reason I suggest going behind his back is because, like it or not, I care about my family more than him, and I see a problem and it needs to be eliminated. But he's been hurt by the Sith and the Mandalorians before. That kind of thing, it doesn't just go away. And it's the kind of thing I've experienced myself. So,
Yeah, well, the Jedi Order's big on pretending they don't have attachments. But that's, from my experience, not possible. And I don't know, to suggest that I haven't experienced any losses, obviously not equivalent to losing family members or anything, but somewhat similar. And yes, I am trying to be more detached, but that's just the nature of trying to interpret the Force. But innocent life should be protected at all costs, except for at the destruction of the galaxy or some other thing. But family members of the people I work with, to suggest that I don't have empathy or sympathy for your plight, I don't understand why you would think that. I've been trying to save people's lives with my visions since the beginning.
that's not what I'm suggesting. You go about it in a way that seems very much like you care about the here and now, what might be. It's rather, well, think about it. Since we met you, it's been death and gloom will happen if we don't stop X. Well, it's been a continuous story. Well, without explanation, it's the reason why when you start saying things like they could reach your family, you could do this, why I pulled away, why I started to panic for a while there. To those of us who don't understand the Force or hear it, the rationality for the way you do things seems very cold and very worried about saving the most amount of lives rather than the people closest to you. And I'm not trying to generalize or say that I know you're an individual, I know you have your own ideas, but My father, his mother was a Jedi. And he, as much as he follows that code that she taught him, he doesn't have a very good opinion of her as a mother. She left him, told him that greater things were for him without her. That kind of thing leaves an impression. And all I'm saying is, you should be careful that you don't give that same impression.
Yeah, I just wish there was some way that falling this on your family members could have been averted entirely. I'm still not exactly sure how they know exactly who we were. But
I think, as Kalani would say, it's the will of the Force. I guess I have to sort of believe that, even if I don't understand it.
yeah, well, from my experience, the will of the Force is mostly self-preservation on the Force's behalf. I'll leave it at that. Not that I disagree with that, but the Force, the way the Jedi view the Force, is somewhat personal, but not at the same time. They attribute a lot of things to it that I do not. But that's a whole separate discussion, but I'll leave you be for now. You don't need to hear my my disagreements with the Jedi's philosophies at this hour. It's been a lot. It's been a long day.
Yes, it has. Listen, if you need someone to talk to you, I don't have anything against you. I'm not like Barry or Picard or Eagle. I didn't lose a friend. And I'm not like John, who feels dejected and rejected from everyone else. I learned a long time ago not to attach myself to anyone. The only people I have, well, are my family. But you can come and talk to me whenever. I have no negative opinion about you.
Well, I take you up on that offer. Thing is, most people here either have preconceived notions about me, or, well, aside from probably Picasso, but I'm not sure he's one to have a normal conversation with.
Yes, I realized just now that we both have something in common. Conversations are difficult for us.
I usually don't have a problem, but it is the way that I had to pull this group together kind of lends itself to distrusting me, which I'm used to, but not all of my personal experiences have been like this. And I'm worried that the cohesion of the group's suffering for it now that there's a lull. But we can worry more about that in the morning.
Right. Sleep well.
You as well.
Okay, does anyone have any other business?
Not me.
Okay, so we will say that everyone goes to bed tonight, as they all ponder what's going to happen tomorrow.
The station explodes.
In your nice comfy beds. Also, you noticed that somehow Picard's got a new pillow.
Well, of course you did.
Witchcraft. Witchcraft.
Okay, good night, everyone. Thank you for playing. Good night, YouTube. Does Alan want to officially sign us out? Or I mean Barry.
Yeah, I'm going to just now. Thank you for joining us in on YouTube, and thank you all for coming tonight. I had fun, and let's see if we can't do it again. May the fourth be with you, and also Revenge of the Fifth and Sixth and all this jazz. Good night.